You're going to see a good knockout, and then you're going to wish you didn't say those words. So go ahead, Don King.
I'm really confident. I mean, I'm confident no matter what, you know. I feel great at this weight. I feel healthy. You can see it on my energy levels and how strong I am. But, you know, I'm confident no matter what.
And as for this fight, you're going to get the old welterweight Benn back. You know, the performances with Algieri, Van Heerden, Samuel Vargas, they were more experienced, all of them. Been in with Virgil Ortiz, been in with, you know, Amir Khan, been in with Errol Spence. You know, so everyone I fight now will have...
At the press conference for Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn, Henry Garcia sent a blunt warning straight at Benn, and everything about his tone showed he wasn't bluffing. Standing before the crowd, Ryan's father locked eyes with Benn and declared without hesitation that his son would put him to sleep when fight night arrives. That statement carried total belief in Ryan and made plain just how convinced Henry is about what will happen once the two men finally share the ring.
That when Ryan is 100%, no one can beat him.
And I'm going to tell you this right now, Ryan. With those opening words, Henry Garcia drove home a forceful message to Conor Benn at the Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn press conference, and his delivery left no question that he meant every syllable. Looking straight at Benn in front of the gathered crowd, Ryan's father insisted with full conviction that his son would knock Benn out cold on fight night. The remark underlined his unshakable faith in Ryan and revealed exactly how sure he is of the result the moment the two rivals step in to face each other.
Fine, you know, I was still the assistant. See, so Ryan, you know, knew that. So as long as I was there, Ryan felt very comfortable. But now we're back together and we're here to win.
How's I guess, what do you guys are expecting, like, from this fight? Like, how is, in your opinion, obviously you feel Ryan's gonna win. How does that win look like on Saturday?
Well, it's gonna be a good win, you know. I never predict knockouts, you know, but if I always tell Ryan, if you see it, go for it. Go ahead and take it.
Henry Garcia made it abundantly clear during the press conference that having him back in Ryan's corner could be a game changer. He instructed his son to pounce the instant a knockout chance opened up and not to hesitate for a second. Knowing Ryan Garcia more intimately than anyone else in the sport, Henry is fully aware of what the young fighter can produce. From his position at ringside on fight night, he had a pointed message aimed at Conor Benn. The sharpest, most locked-in version of Ryan Garcia is coming, and his father intends to be present through every moment to make sure the task is finished.
Happen ever. Fuck out of here, motherfucker. Hey, what if I came up there and I beat the fuck out of you, motherfucker?
I bet you won't do it.
I bet you won't do it. Ryan Garcia's temper boiled over during the press conference as he dared Conor Benn to climb off the stage and settle matters in person on the spot. There was nothing staged about the exchange. With Henry Garcia restored to his corner and feelings clearly heightened, Ryan came across as a totally transformed competitor. Benn stayed put in his chair and took it all in as the pressure in the room kept mounting, since every person present, Benn included, had already absorbed Henry Garcia's warning about what he expects to unfold once fight night comes.
In the nicest possible way, I'm extremely violent and dangerous. But ultimately, for me, you got to remember, I've been competing at a weight that's not my weight for the past 2-3 years. You know, fighting at 154, fighting at 160. It's not my weight. These are big guys that I've been mixing it with. So for me to fight somebody my own size for a change, it's exciting. I know the way I'm most dangerous.
Conor Benn carried himself with assurance at the press conference, telling the room that he becomes his most threatening and aggressive when he competes at his natural weight. Yet Henry Garcia had already fired off a pointed message to Benn, stressing that none of those claims will hold up if Ryan Garcia is at his peak. Benn cited his move back to welterweight as a significant advantage heading into the bout. But Ryan's father dismissed the idea that it counts for anything. The way he sees it, whatever edge Benn imagines he holds simply won't be sufficient to halt what Ryan intends to deliver on fight night.
They're gonna be all thinking he's gonna spank me, blah, 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 all this shit. And when I get in there and I start hitting him, it's gonna be a whole, because I'm not one of those fighters that don't have a quick eye. He knows that my eye is quick.
Ryan Garcia spelled it out at the press conference. The moment his shots start landing, the entire mood inside the arena will flip in a heartbeat. He places full trust in his hand speed and his reflexes, and he's convinced that Conor Benn has never faced anyone quite like him in the welterweight division. With Henry Garcia having already issued his warning to Benn at the event, Ryan is now promising to back up every one of those words once the two of them finally collide in the ring on fight night.
I just feel like Ryan's just too sharp, you know, and I think there's a difference in levels between a Ryan Garcia and a reach his pro grade right now. You know what I mean? And I think if Ryan goes in...
Eddie Hearn took in the press conference and the full picture surrounding the bout, then offered an assessment that lined up closely with the warning Henry Garcia had aimed at Conor Benn. Hearn argued that Ryan Garcia is simply too fast and too talented for Benn at welterweight, and he sees a clear separation in class between the pair. When a figure as seasoned as Hearn watches a father boldly forecast a knockout and then echoes a similar reading of the fight, it points to a growing belief across the boxing world that the same outcome awaits once these two enter the ring.
You know, in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. You know, I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America, Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK. So, yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, you know, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan Garcia at one.
Spencer Oliver allowed Conor Benn a slim shot at victory, though he was quick to explain why that chance might be flimsier than it first appears. He noted that after years of fighting above welterweight, Benn's body has grown accustomed to carrying extra mass, and dropping back down to a lighter division demands far more than simply hitting the right figure on the scale. Oliver flagged a worry that aligns neatly with the very point Henry Garcia raised when he stood up and delivered his warning to Conor Benn.
You have to give him a chance, but it's probably quite a slim one. Yeah, but listen, it's about opportunity, and we don't know. Conor Benn's been craving for this world title fight. He's been calling it out for a long time. The thing that concerns me, Paul, is when you go up to 160 pound, the super middleweight division, and then you're coming back down to welterweight, you're the division that you used to compete in, but you haven't been there for 4 years. You haven't made that weight for 4 years. I think your body adjusts and and acclimatizes to a certain weight division.
Gareth A. Davies weighed in with his belief that there's a genuine chance Conor Benn ends up stopped by Ryan Garcia, a prediction that mirrors the result Henry Garcia boldly announced at the press conference right in front of Benn. Davies singled out Ryan Garcia's heavy left hook as the punch most likely to spell trouble for Benn at welterweight. Henry had urged his son to unleash that very shot the moment an opening appears, and now Davies is suggesting that exact moment could arrive once Benn moves within Ryan Garcia's range on fight night.
He struggled at the weight. He's going to struggle against Garcia, who is a massive puncher at welterweight with both left and right hooks, notably that left hook. It's a dangerous fight for him. I think it'll deliver all the way to the fight, but I'm afraid I think he'll get knocked out by Ryan Garcia unless he knocks Garcia out himself. I want to see Devin Haney in with Ryan Garcia as well in the rematch.
Carl Frosch stated that, in his eyes, Conor Benn holds almost no hope against Ryan Garcia and anticipates a thoroughly lopsided contest. Looking over Benn's record, Frosch contended that there's scant proof he can hang with a fighter operating at Ryan Garcia's level in the welterweight division. Henry Garcia had issued his forceful warning at the press conference, and now Frosch is reinforcing that same confidence, telling supporters the forecast amounts to far more than empty chatter. To him, it stands as a credible expectation of what may play out when the two rivals square off in Las Vegas on fight night.
Conor Benn against Ryan Garcia, I think Conor Benn gets absolutely splattered. I've got to be honest, I don't think he's got a chance. He's not there yet, and I've said it before and he gets the ump with me for saying it, but who's he beat? What's he done? Who's his biggest win?
Chris Eubank.
Yeah, but... And who's the other kid he beat? Was it Algeria?
Ryan Garcia declared that he's prepared to leave Conor Benn seriously battered, insisting this is no ordinary boxing match, but a night on which he plans to utterly overpower his opponent. Henry Garcia had likewise told Benn at the press conference that Ryan is completely ready and will stop him. Now Ryan himself is laying out, in grave and unambiguous terms, what he's convinced his finest version can accomplish inside the ring on fight night. He's framing this as something well beyond trash talk, treating it instead as a firm declaration of intent, with his father standing solidly behind him, and just as certain of the very same result.
I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. If I gotta bite it, I'm leaving him in a stretcher. If I gotta twist his arm and break his arm in the ring, I will. This is not a fight to me, dog. I mean, this is not a boxing match. This is a fight. I'm coming to destroy his life.
And if you think I'm playing around, well, people have died. Ryan Garcia brought the fight into the spotlight during an appearance on The Tonight Show, leaving no doubt that his clash with Conor Benn is deeply personal. He also spoke about fight night in Las Vegas while sharing a major worldwide stage with Canelo, a sign of just how seriously the boxing community is taking both the event and the remarks Henry Garcia made at the press conference. None of this is being treated as a small bout on a minor platform. Henry put Benn on notice before a global audience, and now the world's attention is fixed on whether that warning turns into the knockout his father so confidently called.
Because we're going to have Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn in Vegas. We're going to have We're going to have Canelo and Christian and Billy in Saudi Arabia. So time-wise, they'll both be able to see. You'll be able to see both. Canelo will go first in the morning, and then Ryan will go in the evening. But here he was on Jimmy Fallon. Let's take a listen.
You're going to announce it tonight.
Yes.
When is it, and what can you say about this fight?
I can say that we are fighting September 12th. It will be in Vegas.
Whew.
And the opponent, let's just say he's from the other side.
Yeah, so he obviously means across the pond.
Are you going to fight
He's across the pond. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought maybe he was from outer space. Like, all right, this is a lot of UFO talk and stuff like that. So I don't know if it was real.
Yeah, so there you go. I can't even show too much of the Tonight Show. But it was cool. It was cool to see that Ryan Garcia, got the spot on the Tonight Show. He also went on to say one of the big reasons this fight's happening is because things are personal.
Oscar De La Hoya voiced his complete backing of Ryan Garcia, declaring his support at 100%. He went further, promising that if Ryan truly wants this bout, he'll clear away whatever obstacles stand in the way of making it real. De La Hoya witnessed Henry Garcia put Conor Benn on notice at the press conference, and recognizes that when a father openly guarantees a stoppage, it speaks to deep faith in his son. He called the whole situation fascinating, and coming from a man who has been at the heart of boxing's biggest nights, that is no throwaway comment. It captures how he views Ryan Garcia whenever the fighter is fully driven and dialed in.
I work for the fighter. Ultimately, if that's the fight Ryan wants, then we're gonna have to evaluate. We're gonna have to sit down and negotiate. And if that's the fight Ryan wants, then we have to make it. I'm for the fighter 1,000%.
Conor Benn announced that he's setting out to make history and produce one of the greatest nights the sport has ever witnessed. Yet at that same press conference, Henry Garcia told Benn point-blank that the lone image anyone will carry away from fight night will be Ryan Garcia knocking him out in Las Vegas. Benn has his sights set on cementing his legacy and crafting an evening fans will always remember. Henry agrees the night will indeed prove unforgettable, but he's adamant it won't be remembered for the result Benn has in mind.
Most memorable nights in boxing, the ones where people go, "Oh, what a fight, what a night." Something to remember, history made, legacy made. That's why I'm here. So whoever wants it can get it.
That's who you are. I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Who's the guy?
Garcia.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to.
Brian Bomack conceded that Conor Benn had barely registered with him before this fight became official, simply because Benn wasn't viewed as a major name at that level. Having spent his career alongside elite fighters, Bomack admitted Benn stayed off his radar until Henry Garcia put him on notice at the press conference, a moment that nudged the boxing world into taking the matchup far more seriously. He granted that Benn is a durable competitor, yet he was quick to add that toughness on its own has never been enough to keep Ryan Garcia from living up to the expectations his father has laid out for him on fight night.
That's funny because, man, you asked me that question, and I really don't know him. I've probably seen him fight one time, and I just heard in the media that he's failed 2-3 drug tests, and that was it. I never really paid no attention to him because he's over here, and I'm over there.
And you will be now.
Yeah, you're seeing the first fight. You need a tough one. Eddie Hearn argued that Conor Benn doesn't bring genuine power to the welterweight division and appears far more dangerous and productive when he fights at heavier weights. That assessment runs directly against Benn's repeated insistence throughout the build-up that he performs at his best down at his natural weight. Henry Garcia had already stood at the press conference and boldly predicted Ryan Garcia would stop Benn. Hearn's take adds yet another dimension to the conversation, hinting that Benn may lack the same durability or strength at welterweight once Ryan Garcia starts connecting cleanly in Las Vegas on fight night.
I don't think he has any power down at that weight. And I think he looked much more effective and stronger up.
Ryan Garcia restated his position in the bluntest possible way, leaving zero space for confusion or argument. He stressed that he isn't entering the ring merely to outbox Conor Benn, but to end the contest in emphatic fashion. That self-assurance mirrors the same certainty Henry Garcia displayed at the press conference when he openly put Benn on notice before the boxing world. Henry talked about a knockout win, while Ryan has now made it known he's chasing an even more punishing outcome. The Garcia camp has declared its stance from every available platform, and Benn now finds himself with little time left to answer what they're convinced will be an extremely tough night inside the ring.
I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. If I gotta bite it, I'm leaving him in a stretcher. If I gotta twist his arm and break his arm in the ring, I will. This is not a fight to me, dog. I mean, this is not a boxing match. This is a fight. I'm coming to destroy his life.
So this is where the whole picture sits right now, and it could hardly be clearer. Henry Garcia walked into the press conference and told Conor Benn straight out that his son is completely ready and will stop him. That wasn't mere promotion. Those were the words of a father who has watched Ryan Garcia train day after day and is certain he knows how things will end on fight night in Las Vegas. Eddie Hearn has said he can't spot a single route for Benn to win at welterweight. Carl Froch reckons Benn will be totally outclassed. Gareth Davies has cautioned that a knockout is a very real threat. Spencer Oliver has noted that Benn's body has spent years operating at different weights, which could become a serious problem. Ryan Garcia himself has talked with bold conviction about closing the show in decisive style. Benn insists he wants to make history and sees a legacy-defining moment. But both Henry and Ryan are convinced the night will be remembered in an entirely different way. The only remaining question is whether Conor Benn can prove the doubters wrong in Las Vegas, or whether Henry Garcia's prediction becomes one of the most talked about results in British boxing all year.